Known for his promise of safety and affability, it was everyone's dream to be included in one of his voyages. But the viewpoints changed after a tragic accident that was not expected to happen according to the common talk and the definition of the name Titanic. Captain Edward John Smith lived a captain, died a hero. Aboard the Adriatic in New York 1907, Smith stated, "I cannot imagine any condition which would cause a ship to founder. I cannot conceive of any vital disaster happening to this vessel. Modern shipbuilding has gone beyond that," which became true after his non-incident voyages of the Majestic, the Baltic, and the Adriatic, until the White Star Line built the magnificent Olympic, which Smith had to command because he already had the label of a millionaire's captain. Left the Southampton docks, she collided with a British warship, the HMS Hawke. Olympic's compartments filled and one of her propeller shafts twisted. She was able to limp back to Southampton. The Hawke lost her prow and slowly headed to Southampton as well. This incident injured Smith's safety reputation, but soon after he sailed the Olympic perfectly fine with no other incidents. After the voyage of the Olympic, Smith decided to retire after he led the Titanic. The common belief was that the Titanic would never sink, especially with Captain Smith leading the voyage, although some thought differently.
A berth in the Titanic was absolutely delighted, my father. I thought it was wonderful. The whole world was talking about that ship. And my mother had this dreadful premonition. She'd never had one before, and she never had one after. But she said, "No, we can't do this. It's quite wrong. Something dreadful will happen." And I tell you what the sort of woman she was. She got both feet on the ground, and for her to behave like that was absolutely unbelievable to everyone, but she just had that premonition.
Despite the various point of views of the Titanic, many people still went aboard. As everyone on board thought nothing was going wrong, the case was different in the pilot house. Many icebergs were reported by nearby ships. Captain Smith had no choice but to change direction.
Instead of going straight, we used to go around like that, you see.
Further south?
Yes.
Why?
Why? To get away from icebergs.
The crew and passengers trusted Smith's actions after his previous easygoing voyages, but his swift moves could have been the reason why the great unsinkable Titanic sank. The route he chose had a 50 feet long and 400 feet wide iceberg ahead.
First of all, there was the cream of the market, the first-class passengers. And White Star, I think, was probably, with the Olympic and Titanic, moving into the top upmarket position, because the new ship is always the one that gathers the fashionable passenger clientele. The steerage passengers, which was the emigrant trade across the North Atlantic, was colossally big. If you consider the multi-millions of people that travelled from all over Europe, many through Mediterranean or United Kingdom ports to United States and Canada, you will see that very many ships, ship owners, and the crews and officers of the ships made a living from taking these people across the Atlantic.
As the ship hit the iceberg, Captain Smith decided to start preparing the lifeboats, but to not put anyone in panic. The last thing the crew needed were ravaging passengers.
Lifeboat drill. We had no lifeboat drills, and the list of lifeboats, I believe, was put up in the galley about the day that we struck an iceberg. Nobody knew where their boats were. Lifeboats were a thing that they weren't necessary. You see, we were on a ship that was unsinkable.
First-class passenger Robert Williams Daniels said Captain Smith was doing everything in his power to get women in these boats, and to see that they were lowered properly. I thought he was doing his duty in regard to lowering the boats. After Smith gave all his might to load the women and children onto the boats, Samuel Hemming overheard him on the megaphone. "Well, boys, do your best for the women and children, and look out for yourselves." Captain Smith walked to the bridge by himself as the ship was tilting down and overflowing with water. He perished along with 1,500 other people. He went down with his ship. Captain Smith lived a fulfilling life as a great trustworthy captain, and even though there's some opinions that he was the cause for Titanic's fate, he did all he could to stop it. Edward John Smith was not just a captain, he was a devoted hero.